Could you do a video going more in depth on the Hebrew language? Well, sure. So this comes from the video where I talked about how God has a long nose. Or rather, that's how they describe him being slow to anger. And similarly, the firmament is described as a hard dome because it's big and impressive. The sky, in other words, it's not an actual dome. When you learn that Hebrew is a concrete language, it can be kind of interesting. So what are some other interesting Hebrew phrases? We can look at Psalm 86:1, where it says, incline your ear, or listen. It literally says, bend your ear. And yes, that's actually where that phrase comes from, is the Bible, bend your ear. So it literally means move your ear closer to me so you can hear what I have to say. That one's pretty obvious to figure out, right? In Isaiah 40 verse 2, you have the phrase that literally says, speak upon the heart, but it's translated as speak tenderly. So speaking upon the heart means use kindness in your words. Use a softer, heartfelt tone. In Exodus 9:12, when it says that Pharaoh's heart was hardened, it actually literally says he made his heart strong. Then a very interesting one is actually the pupil. The pupil of your eye is translated as the apple of your eye. But literally, funny enough, it's in Hebrew, it literally word for word says little man of the eye. That's your pupil. In Genesis 43:30, Joseph's deep emotional response to Benjamin, it says he was deeply moved. But what it really says is his bowels stirred. Hope he was wearing a diaper. In Exodus 4:10, Moses is described as having a lack of speaking ability, slow to speech. But what it really says literally is heavy of mouth or heavy of tongue. But it was definitely a speech impediment. Now, going back to the nose euphemism, just as God having a long nose means he is slow to anger, in Exodus 4:14, it says the anger of the Lord burned against Moses. It actually literally says his nose burned towards Moses. So as you can see, the Hebrew language can be a little complex, but once you learn it, some of these things make a lot more sense.